We now have a wrap solution for railway incidents and safety management. So like all wrap systems, you don't get to see anything until you sign in, and we can work out who you are, and we'll work out what information we're prepared to show you. So in this case, I have the safety management solution on this page here. Now, this is all fictitious information, but it has been set up for a real rail leasing company who do run fleets of vehicles. And what we've got here is a fleet listing, first of all. So this is a range of their fleets, and we can continuously keep adding to this fleet as the fleet would grow. And we can also define what cars belong to what units. So this is the kind of cars listing here. I'll maybe just show you that briefly. This is diesel electric multiple unit, Class 220 Voyager, a unit and a car number. And obviously there's different cars on different units, and a different car type is there as well. So this defines all the fleets over all the cars and all the units within all the fleets of the system. So from time to time things happen on the railway, and I want to show you how we can capture that information and how we can control actions that will result from those incidents that happen. So if we just have a look quickly at these fictitious rail incidents, I've actually put two up at the moment. So one incident involving unit 222004, and a second incident involving the same vehicle, and another on another vehicle. But let's maybe just go to one. Obviously none of this has ever really happened, apart from the photos, of course, which I've just pulled into this job here. So what we have here is we first of all decide on what the fleet type is. So we're covering all these different fleet types here, and we've already said what the fleet of vehicles involved in incidents is, and we've said what units involved. And knowing that, we'll also get a list of cars when we want to detail the damage on this tab here, the car damage tab. We'll also get an opportunity to add information about each car. So obviously this is quite a horrific incident, I guess. So we've given it a severity of major. So if we can hover over severity, it tells us, it gives us an idea of how we use minor, significant, or major. And the idea here is that we classify in each incident using the same criteria. So the incident type, we've got a few types of incidents. We've got near miss, something that involves health, something that involves environment or quality. Injuries, we need to know about people's injuries. That will obviously affect how we respond to this, and we want to know who's reported the information in and where it happened. So it could happen in all these different places on the rail system, who the customer is, and then we want to know what the incident type is about. So we've got something here. So was it a collision? Well, in this case I've selected none, but I could have selected these other standard kind of collision scenarios. This is actually a derailment, obviously, as you can see there, and I've fictitiously made up a story about this thing going around the corner too fast and derailing. So I've said it's to do with a derailment on a curve. Other incident types, well, there's other incident types as well that we could list down there. So the driver's error is something that needs to be listed. So in this case I've selected excessive speed. The signalman's made no errors. The rolling stock has made no errors, although they could have. They do fall into these types of problems. So again, we're trying to use a standard criteria to outline each of these incident details. And in fact, all I've done for this is a driver's error, and in the descriptions area I'm putting a little bit more information. So the unit derailed from taking the corner too fast, and the line speed was exceeded. So the other thing that we do from this incident, following this incident, is we track actions. So to make sure that we get all this information collated about this incident, then we will raise actions to start investigations. So, and I can look at this. I know that on this fictitious job that we've got an action count of 3. That's the last action that's been issued. There's 3 actions on this job, and I'm going to list them all out now in this Gantt table. If I want to add a new one, I would create a new one using this button here, but let's just have a look at what we've got. And what we've got now is a little report that's saying this is saying what units involved, what the incident ID is, and I've sent an accident here for the train operators incident report is required, and damage inspection team reports, and I've assigned these to a certain person, and also said how difficult it's going to be, when it was raised, when that action was started, and the last time that activity changed, and ultimately it will be finished, and we've got a little deadline there as well for when we want all this information sorted. Now we can show this information in graphical form, or we can put it in a Gantt chart form as well. So this is the Gantt chart of information. So what we have here is we can show, the blue shows how long the time the task will take. So this is going from the day you start it to the goal that you've set. And then this thing here shows the amount of progress that you've made. So the last time any of these was changed. So and there's obviously today's date there. Maybe what I'll do is I'll update this action to show that there's been some progress on this rather large activity. So I'm just going to click in there, which gives me a button to take me to a particular action, and in that action I'm going to keep a little log here of let me just see, I can't remember what the action is about, maybe trying to keep it real. So the action is damage inspection reports, so maybe we say lead inspector has arrived. Okay, so I'm just going to add that. And this is just tracking comments as we go, really. So it says who's made the comment, at what time, and what's actually happened. So that's just that'll go on forever. So we can just keep adding to that. But I think what I'll do is I'll just save that down. So that's been submitted to the database, and we'll go back to that report that we had. So actually, I think I need to go back to here, and we'll maybe just refresh this report. And I'm hoping that this progress will change. So okay, yeah, what's happened there is the progress has changed. It's moved closer to the current date, and we know that this has been something has happened on that date there. So that's a reasonable way of tracking progress. I guess it's a very convenient way, because we actually track when everything's modified. So that's the Gantt chart view of this. So I guess here what we can see is that we're doing a number of things here. We're getting rid of email systems so that we're not chasing around for photos of the incident and reports to do with the incident. Everything's actually going to be collected in the incident wrap, including all the reports. So ultimately the incident wrap will become the repository of all the incident documentation, and it will also be the point where we raise all the actions from. So we can track each of these actions, and it will automatically give us a list of outstanding actions. So if there's 10 to start with, the manager can set off 10 actions. We can work through those, and we hopefully see those being whittled down day by day as we collect information to the incident report, and we finally decide that we've got enough information together to actually reach some kind of conclusion here and close the incident out. So there's obviously some lessons learned. So we just jump back into that unit again. We will close all these things out, all actions will be clear, and the manager will be able to sign off to say yes, this is an accurate depiction of what actually happened in this incident. These are the lessons that are learned. All the reports to do with the incident can be added here. So at the moment I've just got a photo in there, but we could have PDF reports or that kind of thing as they come in. So the thing is that everybody then knows where all the information is. It's all kept in this central place. Maybe just go into this car damage one here. So within our system we've mapped what cars belong to what units, which belong to what fleet. So automatically I know that this unit has got 4 cars. So I'm going through, and there's damage on 3 of the cars. So there's one there, and one there, and I can this is telling me this is looking up, in fact, what the car type is, so it tells me a little bit about the car, and I can put down some damage in here, and that's all being collected as well. So we get the damage of each individual car. If it was a single loco, then we could collect information on just a single loco, but in this case it's a multiple unit, and that's it. So I hope it's going to bring a little bit more order to a problem when a rail incident happens. It's obviously a very worrying time for lots of people, so it's important that we all work together and collect information. And ultimately what we want to collect is also we want to keep a log of how a vehicle might have changed through repair, what actually happened on that incident, what design changes had to be incorporated, this kind of thing. This will be the place where we go to find all that information. So thanks very much for listening.